Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on YouTube right now. Hope everyone had a fantastic week. Hope everyone had a fantastic Friday. Right now, me and my buddy Alex are at Penske Audi doing some car shopping, more like browsing around. I'm actually happy I was able to upload 2 videos last night. No joke, it took the entire afternoon and nighttime to export both videos. Took 4.5 hours, which I don't understand why. Got it online in the end. That's all I care about, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, we walked around, saw a few e-trons. Still not sure why they hyped that car up so much. Sure, I understand it's electric, but to a car enthusiast, it's not very exciting. It is if you're trying to be, I guess, gas efficient and trying to save on cost.
They're literally the same.
Don't really know what the difference is between these 2 SUVs.
Yeah, not these 2.
And here we got a bunch of, well, here's an e-tron, and then we got a bunch of SQ5s here. 1, 2, I believe this one's also, yeah, this one's also SQ5. And I love the color on this SUV. If I had to put a
blacked out.
What?
Blacked out roof rails and the different rims and the blacked out mirrors. This one. But this one is sitting higher. Why?
Does it have aftermarket suspension?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say anything.
Alright, funny thing we found out was between these 2 SQ5s, since this one is lower than that, what's funny is this one actually has a tiny bit of camber, just a tiny bit. You can kind of see it. Let me see if I were to zoom in. Kind of, whereas this one doesn't have camber at all, and you can actually see the difference in wheel gap. That there's less in this one, but there's more in this one. So yeah. Alrighty then, on to the next group of cars on this lot. Alright, we just got done at Audi. Honestly, not too many selections to choose from. We even looked at their used cars, and nothing really appealed to us. What's funny is they moved all the R8s inside. They had a Ferrari
1 year old and has
California. What?
It's 1 year old and has 30,000 miles.
That's enterprise for you.
$30,000 with dealer warranty.
I mean, again,
I still don't understand how people don't have cool and heated seats on a 2019. My car is a 2006 and I have both. Air conditioning, power door locks, dual airbags, traction controllers, airbags, power steering, airbags, seats, cruise control, 19-inch wheels. I like the wheels.
but yeah, so Audi had a Ferrari California and a GT3, which I was actually very surprised. Most likely they're gonna take a loss on that Ferrari, but only one type of person will pick that up, and it's a male fob from Dianza. That's a guarantee. So
yeah, I really like this.
now we're at Enterprise, as you can see in the back, just to look at what selections they have. They have a lot, but the only problem is, like Alex said, 1 year old and 30,000 miles. That's the only downside. So, yeah. What?
The space in the...
Alright, so what's funny is that out of all cars on this lot, he's going for the Camry XSE, and we both know that going from, I don't know if the GS is in the frame. It should be, because I can see it in the reflection of the polarizer, but going from a GS to a XSE, that's a huge change. Not a V8, but he actually really likes the car because of the amount of space in the back. Steering wheel is a little ugly. It's a little chunky, but he likes the overall look of the outside. Really spacious in the inside, which is what he needs because he's like 6'1". And right now his only concern is the sound system, but he literally said he would take the XSE over the SQ5, which to me is a huge surprise, but I mean, hey, it's his decision at the end of the day. He's the one spending the money, and I'm honestly just tagging along for the ride of window shopping. So yeah, we will see how it goes.
Sounds like the Toyota. 25 cents.
Alright, we just got done at Enterprise. We came over to Stevens Creek Showcase. I've actually never been to this dealership before. Didn't even know they existed. So this is a first for me being on this property. There is a nice M5 right there. GS is parked right there. Nice M5. We just looked at this AMG. Car's blown out because no neutral density filter, but again, I don't feel like it's worth it spending like $100 on both the step-up ring and the ND filter, so that's gonna have to do for now. But yeah, he actually told me after test driving the XSE that he really would take the XSE over the SQ5. Realistically speaking, it would be more valuable because it is more gas efficient and you do save more long term, but short term, let's say if you were trying to change lanes and need the speed, the XSE does not have enough power and the transmission does not shift quick enough for you to get that advantage and trying to merge into the lane. You pretty much have to back off the gas and just merge in the back. So anyways, we're here just looking around.
Yes.
So
Guess someone to come help with my appointment. I think he's here.
Can we see the inside of this one?
Sure.
what's happening?
This is actually a really nice one.
Really?
This one's 50,000 mile thing you said?
Oh, okay, that's better than the other one.
Bunch of carbon.
Huh.
Already blacked out to my liking. 6.3 carbon canards and split vents in the front. New tires.
You know, now I wonder if you are realistically thinking about this.
I'm telling you, it has an exhaust.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, come on, carbon parts and no exhaust.
Yeah,
You gotta be kidding me.
This is actually 28. That's not a bad deal at all. It's a little bit over than I would pay. I mean, I'd pay like 24.
Here's the thing though, I'm wondering, not about the car shopping, but if I were to post this video online, someone might come and swoop this car. So I should probably hold off on, if anything.
Tesla?
That's a nice 370, not a Nismo though. Yeah, that C63 is clean.
That one's really cool.
Yeah.
That one's
Some Jaguars, a WRX,
oh, M5.
and yeah, so. Wait, is this a M6?
M5.
That's M5. So we got a M5 here, UMs. I don't even know if the camera caught that or not, but.
How much for the GS?
Right? But yeah, so far so good, I guess.
Got the eyebrow.
Alright, for those of you wondering, this AMG right here, the 65, this one is his to die for. Don't really want to say that in front of the salespeople because, yeah, that's just a bad tactic, but yeah, his to die for car. We just looked at the inside of the car. Most definitely owned by a teenager. At first he thought it was owned by a mid-aged person, but then we got inside and I looked beneath the steering wheel just because I was curious, and there was a little control box, and usually for the people who are audio fanatics, the control box is for a subwoofer or a speaker. And as soon as we turned on the music, we heard bass pumping in the trunk. We realized most likely it was owned by a young kid. I mean, it's a clean car. I love it. I love the C63 AMG. Before Mercedes went bi-turbo. Yeah, there's something about the car that's just off.
I don't like the center console.
What do you think of it?
Center console's trash. It has an exhaust. Has a sub. Owned by probably someone young who wrecked the shit out of it.
Yeah, I
So
was
I
saying
thought about
it. We saw the control box beneath the steering wheel, so I was like,
I think that was a
sub.
tune box too.
Really?
I think one of them was a tune and the other one was a sub.
Oh, because
It
it's a
said-
little
it said
forward,
flash.
right?
Yeah.
I thought it was an ECU flash for some reason.
I don't know what it is, but I don't want to find out. That means that motor's fucked.
Anyways, yeah, so on to the next lot. We just got done from the dealerships. I was actually sending a text to Alex, and that's why I started the video right now instead of earlier. And the reason why I'm doing this actually outside and not at home is because I wanted to include this in last night's video. Wasn't in the proper environment to do so, and now that I'm outside alone in pretty cool weather with the top down, I figured why not, you know? And the thing that I wanted to just touch up on was to try everything. Reason why I say that is because I was talking to the female yesterday. Still won't mention who she is. I don't feel right to do so. But we touched on me using TikTok. Again, TikTok is an app that's been ridiculed by a lot of teenagers because it's just a funny app to have, but adults find it very fun because the main purpose of TikTok is to just be yourself, right? Just be yourself, post your own goofiness and clumsiness online, and to basically be an entertainment to the world. I had one of the best conversations I've had with her for like in a long time because I don't see her often. I don't even see Brian often. And what I've come to realize was, and again, this is crediting Gary Vaynerchuk, because if it wasn't for him, I would not have downloaded the app in the first place. And I don't know if my battery will die at any given second because I'm at around 37%, but for some reason the batteries like to die early when I'm recording. It's at 35 right now, but yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. We got on the subject of comparing Instagram and TikTok. I could actually talk about TikTok because I actually have the app, and she doesn't, but her younger siblings do. And I was able to explain to her what the differences were between using TikTok and using Instagram, why people were using TikTok. And it's not just for entertainment purposes, it's because TikTok, the people for you who use it out there in the world, the maximum you can record is 1 minute long. And that is essentially equivalent to you going to a business and proposing your pitch in 11 seconds. That's like the digital version of a proposal, right? TikTok's 1 minute maximum screen time is your in-person 11-second elevator pitch. So for adults or for businesses, they can use TikTok to utilize the 15 seconds or the minute video or screen time they have. Or kids like middle schoolers, high schoolers, university, college students can use it just for fun. I thought that was really cool. Really was one of the best chats I've had with her for a while. In the past, you know, we could never really talk much. We couldn't really connect much because I couldn't understand where she was coming from. For me, the big thing I've been noticing nowadays is that you have to try everything to be able to communicate with people, right? So for me, I've been able to communicate a lot more and a lot easier because I've been trying new things. So I had the experience, right? I can share my experience with other people and they can tell me their experience as well, and we can compare and contrast. So that's pretty much my thing on what I wanted to talk about last night before I ended the video, which is basically to try everything, even if it's been ridiculed, because you never know what your own experience will be like. Other people could have bad experiences, but everyone's different. Everyone is their own individual personality. Everyone's perspective is different. Something that could work for you might not work for them. Something that might work for them might not work for you. I've just never had that kind of experience for a while, and just thought it would be valuable to share with you guys, the YouTube community, as well as sharing it with the world. So I'm gonna head back home now. I actually did not have lunch yet, so I don't know what to eat. I am pretty thirsty as well, so I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to drink. I feel like I should get something to eat before I go back home because the parents will ask, but I haven't thought of it yet. Yeah, I might just go back home and put these videos in and just call it a day. I don't know what the rest of the schedule is. No text from the family, so we will just have to see what happens.